Hello, people. How are you guys doing? So I'm looking over here because the chat is over here, but maybe I will like move this around so I'm not looking so far to my left. How are you guys doing? Okay, so who's here? We'll first start with essentially a roll call. We've nicknamed it a roll call over on Twitch. So I'm going to say as many of you guys' name as fast as I can. Animal Lover, Morgan, Claire, Amir, what's up? Hey, Jamie, Yahir, Melanie, I am a knuckle. Okay, Yurei is I am a knuckle. Got it. I was like, I know that like that name. I don't see the name coming up on Twitch, but then, okay, thank you. You know me. You know that I know your Twitch names better. Hey, Anne, for Mystically, Blue Diamonds, Michael, Andrew, what's up, Andrew? Nick, hello, from Texas, yeah. Probably very warm where you are now, eh? Let's see, oh, Amir, thank you very much. Hey, Claire, Jane, let's see. You're at a JC Penney right now for Mystically. JC Penney's are getting rarer and rarer. Like all the JC Penney's that I've seen, they've all kind of like slowly disappeared. Very sad. Obscure Gamer, your surgery went well. Yay! Hey, Sheen. Olympic Daisy, what's up? Thank you for just like the first thing you typed in here was your Twitch name. Thank you. So in case you guys are wondering why some people are randomly typing other usernames in here, it's because I know them better by their Twitch username. So, hey, Yee. Jamie. Oh, you're J-Liam on Twitch. Perfect, Jamie. I'm going to call you J-Liam. Julian, hello. You always like this sweater. Thank you. So this is my athletic cardigan that has invisible pockets with invisible zipper. I know, like what the heck? So very comfortable and weirdly looks very formal on camera is what I've noticed. So, oh, for Mystically, you're at the JCPenney because they're closing down. Got it. Emily, I was wondering if you're the same Emily that I, like the same person that I was thinking of, because you had emailed me about it. So, and for those of you who are wondering why she's emailing me about her surgery, is because I'm about to teach her. So lovely. Harry, hello. What am I planning on sight reading today? I don't know. That is the point of sight reading, is that you don't know what you're going to read. So I don't know. I was thinking I was going to enjoy this tea. This is a very special tea. This is maple black tea. Yes, Magic Monkichi. I have broken open the box, one of the boxes that is with maple tea, and I wanted to enjoy it today. Wanted to kind of do what we were doing before, which was an hour of chit chat with you guys. So if you guys have any like music type questions, please ask me. Would love to discuss with you guys. And then we'll do an hour of that. We'll take a little break so I can rinse out my mouth, go to the bathroom, get a fresh cup of water, and then I'll sight read for the second half, for the next hour. Sound good, guys? So, yeah. This looks kind of Mortal Kombat-ish. Yes. Didn't JCPenney's declare bankruptcy? I don't know. I'm not actually in the know. But I do just know that every single JCPenney I've seen has just closed down after a while. So Tim, good evening from Rome. My goodness. Good afternoon from over here in Seattle. Yes. You're gonna fall asleep, Oriana? Aw. Yes, JC Penney's is not a supermarket. It is a department store. So like clothes, shoes, jewelry, makeup, that kind of thing. You know? Yeah, they used to be really big. We're talking like Macy's level of big, but like they've started to kind of like just, I guess, not be as popular. And so business has been pretty rough for them. Yeah. But anyway, right. I see some good questions coming in. I wanted to kind of first lay down some rules for you guys. If you want requests, sight reading requests, please fill out the form below. I will make it through that form very slowly. So do not expect me to play your request within the same stream that you requested. It just won't happen because of the nature of classical music. It's very long. So just enjoy this for what it is. And, you know, chances are other people may have actually requested your request too. So it might come a little earlier than you expected, but maybe because someone else requested it. So no spam. I really was about to say except for real spam. Majimonkichi, legit. Wait, other way. You see that? See that beautiful can of spam? Majimonkichi sent it to me. So no spam except real spam, basically, okay? No spam fam. So what does spam include? It includes talking to me in repeated capital letters. So it's more repetition than anything. So and any sort of like anything that can be perceived as consistent and persistent yelling. Okay, so if you repeat the same question over and over, and especially if it is in capitals, you will just be removed by our moderators. So our moderators are the ones that are highlighted in blue. Their usernames are highlighted in blue in the chat. And if you start spamming, you're just going to be removed. Why? Is because as soon as spam starts, you guys can't talk to each other anymore. So the point of this chat is so you guys can chat, like you guys can actually talk to each other. Why? Is because this stream, well, right now I'm talking to you guys directly, but when I'm sight reading, I'm gonna be like reading music, and I can't read music and read the chat at the same time. So I want you guys to be able to converse with each other and talk with each other and have a lot of fun without kind of like worrying, you know, and without me worrying about whether or not you guys can talk to each other because maybe someone has just completely taken over the chat, you know? So the mods will be figuring that one out. So yeah. Persistent nagging. Yeah, Jane is also adding. Yo, flute enthusiast, how are you doing? You just finished teaching. Excellent. So yeah. I think that's about it. It's basically just don't spam. And if you're going to request a sight reading request, do it through the form, not through the chat. That's all. Okay? So, all right. Now, someone asked me what I think of clarinets. Let's see if I can find you in here. Alan is asking, what do I think of the clarinet and the clarinet section? All right. This might surprise you a bit. It has really nothing to do with how you guys sound. You guys always are sounding really awesome, okay? That part is a given, but I like your personalities. Clarinetists tend to be really laid back and yet intense at the same time. And they're very funny. They're some of the best jokesters in the orchestra. And just always a fun time to hang out with. Clarinetists are like always really fun people. So that's what I think of the clarinets and the clarinet section. that you guys are very laid back and intense at the same time. Like, you will hardly meet people who practice more than clarinetists do in the wind department. Although, you know, okay, now that I've said that out loud, I know that people are like, but I play the flute or I play the bassoon and I practice so much, blah, blah, blah. I get it, okay? But like, we're talking like a very general blanket statement here. Clarinetists tend to be very intense about practicing and yet are very laid back in person, like when you hang out with them. So it's very interesting. Like, the work ethic is crazily intense, but you guys are very laid back. So that's kind of, yeah, hello, hey Kevin. Everyone say hi to Kevin. He's a friend in real life. So there you have it. That's what I think of clarinets. Alan, I hope I answered your question thoroughly. Let's see. I do see here that Harry is asking if anyone's played the Burton Sonatine. I have. I've played the Burton Sonatine. It's not, I wouldn't say it's too hard, but it has its challenging parts. That's what I would say. It's a great piece. You should totally study it. It's fantastic. Yeah. No Name's played the Sonatine before. So Harry, you can't find the music. You can't find the music? You should be able to find it. Like, here, I'll go to flutesheetmusic.com. There, it must be there. If not part of a larger body of, like, you know, like a collection. So Burton Sonatine, $20. Flutesheetmusic.com. So it's the Flute Center of New York one. Flute Center of New York Music. Yeah, they have it. So go check it out. Nick, you're a clarinet player. Yes. Yes. We've got our, I'm always very flattered by that. I thought I'd mention. I'm very flattered by the fact that other instrumentalists will watch this stream. Like, it's very validating. I'm just putting it out there. It's very validating. I feel like it validates my work. You know, it validates all the stuff that I do. It's incredible to have the recognition of other instrumentalists. So I'm always very, very flattered when I see you guys, you know, here. Andrew is saying it's because I sit too far away from the brass section. You know, okay, I'll give you that, Andrew. Like, so my brother was a trumpet player, and he was the like principal trumpet in our little local youth symphony. And he was best friends with the local with the principal French hornist in that same youth symphony. And you're right. You guys are hilarious. You guys are a hoot. It's so true. I can't hear you guys. So, but you know, the clarinets are right behind me. So, you know, the brass jokes stay in the back of the orchestra for a good reason. I like it. Hey, Jaeden. Emily Wilson. Can you remind me what your Twitch name was? Because I recognize you. Because I remember you telling me that you're Emily Wilson here on YouTube, but you have joined us lately on Twitch. Hey, Danny. Lovely. Let's see. Wow, looks like we have quite a few people who either have played the clarinet or are playing the clarinet. Danny is asking me to play the Peter and the Wolf. I've already done it. So go to my channel and you can search up Peter and the Wolf, and you should find the stream that I did it in. So, yeah. Tannerin, hello, welcome back. How are you doing? Will we ever get a piano stream? I don't know if my piano playing is worth streaming, man. Like I might one day, but so my piano level is up to, if we're talking certificate of merit, based in California. I got up to level 8 in CM, which is like approximately, if you were to look at the same level in RCM, is probably around grade 7, I would say. I don't think it's quite grade 8 RCM. It's like grade 7-ish, but it's like more. It's more than grade 6 for sure, because I definitely bit the bullet and took the grade 6 RCM exam back when they did not used to recognize Certificate of Merit, so I could not just transfer over my credits from CM over to RCM in order to get my diploma, my flute diploma from RCM. So before they used to recognize CM, because apparently now they do, I did bite the bullet and took the grade 6, which I knew for a fact was way easier than the level 8 one that I did years before that. But I feel like grade 8 RCM is pretty darn difficult compared to the level 8 in CM, so I don't know. Yeah, so let's see. David is here. Hey, David. Not at all sorry for being late. Excellent. That's what I like. Had online school. How is online school working out for you guys? Because something I've been doing is kind of going through all my students and asking, like, hey, are you doing okay? How's life going? How's the whole situation going on with school right now? Like, how are you guys doing? Yeah. Between level 8 and level 10 is a huge difference for CM. I agree, David. My brother did level 10. I did not do level 10. I believe at that time, it wasn't even called level 10. It was called advanced. I think. So, you know. So, Harry, you're saying that, what? So Harry thinks that I must be able to play well. Well, I've been out of practice for a long time. So, you know, maybe I'll do a piano stream one day, but, you know, you get what you, I guess, are not paying for. What is my favorite flute accessory? Band Geek is asking. Band Geek 54. Favorite flute accessory? I mean, I guess we'll go with most useful. It would have to be the thumb port. So, this guy. So, let me put my tea out of the way. Dang, this tea is so good. Thank you, Magic Monkishi. So, this is a thumb port, and it's particularly good for like to kind of hold your thumb. Like what it's meant to do is hold your thumb in a certain position under the flute so that it relieves pressure off of your pinky. But for me, if I hold my hand like this, you can see how long my fingers are. Yeah, there you go. You guys can see how long my fingers are. And so when I fit it onto the flute, I'll show you guys. If I were to fit my hand onto the flute naturally, you see how my thumb doesn't even hit the flute, right? So I'm using this thumb port, admittedly not for its intended purpose, but because it has like this really long lip, you see this? A little, very long, there we go. You guys can see that now. This guy has a very long lip coming out this way, so I actually use it as an extension. So if I were to show it like this, you see how I can kind of like have it act as an extension, and then my thumb can sit almost like basically outside the flute. So it doesn't have to be under the flute. And that absolutely transformed my playing, because I went from having to play like this, see that, to like this like super relaxed position. Isn't that crazy, right? From this kind of claw to playing like this. crazy, right? So I guess that's my favorite flute accessory, is the thumb port one. Yeah. Harry, your sister got an offer for a nursing degree at university today? Congratulations to her. My goodness. That's huge. Wow. Hey, Molly. How you doing? So David is saying they don't actually recognize CM in RCM. So what's interesting is that I have one student who managed to ask them, like, hey, can I just, can you please recognize what I've done in CM? And apparently recently they have started to recognize them. This is very recent. So I don't know, or maybe it's not consistent. It could just be not consistent too, right? Because maybe that one person they talked to was like, yeah, sure, and then let them, Like, who knows, right? Lemon Crush. Oh, wow, this is very, very up close now. Do you guys really need to have that up close of my tea? Okay, there. Let's see. Lemon Crush bought a thumb port because he watched my video on it, and it really helped. Yay! Alonzo, yes, those pinky issues. Hello, Alonzo. How you doing? Let's see. Mirabelle, I just saw what you wrote. So if I start streaming while you're practicing, are you supposed to keep practicing or watch my stream? Well, here's what I think. Okay. Let me tell you my schedule. I'm just chatting with you guys over tea for the first hour. And then I'm going to take a break somewhere between 5 to 15 minutes. I don't know how long it'll take me to do all those things. And then we'll be sight reading in the second half. So if you want to hear me play, then maybe practice now. But if you want to just chat with me, then practice while I'm playing. Yeah? Tannerman, you've been playing the piano for 8 years. Oh, fantastic. Yo, Paps, how you doing? How you doing? All right. Okay. No Name has a great question. How do you deal with anxiety when you have a piccolo solo? So much responsibility and everyone hears you. Okay, No Name. There's the answer to this question is a lot of layers, okay? So the first and most obvious layer is that you just have to do it often enough to the point that you don't care anymore, okay? It's basically desensitization, all right? So you quickly realize after doing this for a while that no one actually really cares when you make a mistake. You don't die. Nothing happens to you. The only thing that happens really is that you know you made a mistake, so you know what not to do next time, and then you do it better the next time, right? So because you're sort of conditioning your brain to be like, actually, it's okay to be like exposed, and actually, it's actually good to make a mistake in front of everyone just to show your brain that nothing happens to you if you make a mistake. So once your brain realizes that nothing really happens to you, then you naturally get a lot more confident because you're like, well, I know what happens if I make a mistake, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is you can deal with anxiety with like physical tricks, basically. So you can do that the whole thing where you kind of like regulate your breathing, and thus it kind of helps regulate your heart rate. Like slow breaths in, slow breaths out, that type of thing. So any sort of physical thing to kind of help with your, with the anxiety part of it would be really good. The third thing I would say is memorize the solo if you have not already. So I was the type of person who never memorized anything, and that definitely contributed to the anxiety because you're also reading while having to do it in front of everyone and it's super exposed. I honestly feel like if I had memorized the solos, it would just completely knock my anxiety down, like probably just like at least 50% lower, I feel. So that's what I would do. I know that you feel like people will judge you, but you know what? You know what happens when people judge you? Nothing happens. I'm serious. Nothing happens. People can judge you. People can not like you. And you're still the one playing the piccolo. Screw them. You know? Like, nothing happens to you, even if people judge you. But here's the thing. Everyone is way too concerned with how they play to care about how you played, okay? You might miss a note, and as long as you don't make a huge fuss over it, other people will either not notice, or even if they did notice, they're gonna forget about it because they're too concerned about their own part, you know? So, yeah. Oh, Emily, you can't really watch the live, but you're going to have it on as background noise. That's exactly what I want these live streams to be, actually, is to be your background noise. And then you guys can, like, join whenever you wanted to. So, yeah. So, you guys are saying big brain Joanna. You guys are great. I love you. But, yeah, so I hope that helped, No Name. Like you have to kind of attack it from both the mental aspect of it and the physical aspect. So the physical aspect in terms of anxiety, right? Definitely do the slow breaths in, slow breaths out, etc. Don't do anything different from your kind of normal routine of how you warm up and stuff like that. Don't ever do anything different, right? Because that's just going to mess you up. So on the physical side, got to deal with that. On the mental side, you really kind of have to like walk yourself through like, what if they do judge me? What actually happens? Nothing happens. Nothing, right? Plus, people are way too concerned about themselves. They really are. Yeah. Yeah, see, you don't care when other people mess up their solos. But if you mess up, you feel like people judge for no. See, you have to put literally yourself in other people's shoes. Like, would you care, right? And you just answered that yourself. So it's a lot of mental coaching. So you have to mentally coach yourself a lot before you get to the point that you actually believe it, right? So it's partially like, you almost kind of have to like talk yourself down, right? Like from the anxiety. Yeah. So, you know. Okay. Someone asked me what my favorite flute concerto is. Jaeden is asking. So I feel like I've answered this before, but I would definitely am down to answer it again, simply because I love it so much, and I think a lot of you have not actually heard of it before. It's the Chen Yi Golden Flute Concerto, and that piece in particular speaks to me because she is a Chinese American composer, and I am Chinese American, so it's this one, the Golden Flute Concerto. It is a fantastic piece, especially if you're like me and you're trying to find this kind of weird identity as a Western classical flutist, but I am Chinese by heritage and ethnicity, whatever you want to call it. So this is fantastic. I really, really love it. I purchased it and I purchased it and performed it in my third year in university. Yeah, it's good stuff. It is very strange though. So some of you might not like it, and that's fine. It's okay to not like stuff, you know. But I don't know. I just kind of felt like it helped me process my identity as a Chinese American Canadian flutist. So yeah. So Paige is asking, how do you nail a college audition? Well, you prepare for it kind of like how you would prepare for a recital. Here's some things that I would say. So some quick tips. Memorize your music, memorize your scales, memorize your arpeggios. If you just do the memorization part, you're already going to do your auditions way better than I have. Okay, because the level of confidence that you exude when you have something memorized is just not something that you can accomplish by sight reading or just by reading. Okay, take this from someone who basically sight reads everything. Okay, there really is like the level of expression that you can do, the level of confidence that you portray, the level of just understanding of the music is just way, way higher when it's memorized. Okay, so if you're wanting to nail an audition, you really should have all of your music memorized. Now, the other thing is just to do a lot of auditions. A trick that my mom taught me was to, apply, like for her, what she was teaching me was applying for jobs. And she was saying, practice applying to jobs that you don't necessarily want to go to. So you just get used to the process of applying and interviewing, etc. So, you can kind of like get a feel of how things are done at a place that you don't necessarily want to go to. So in case you bomb it, it's not a huge deal, right? So by the time you get to the auditions that you actually want to go to, for those ones, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Now, the thing is, you don't necessarily have the chance to schedule your auditions that way, but the idea is just to do a lot of auditions, right? By towards the end of your kind of like streak of auditions, you're going to get so used to how it goes that it's not going to be, anything sort of like, it won't give you anxiety anymore because it'll just be so normal, right? Because it's whatever you're doing often enough, your body and your brain will read it as normal, and whatever is read as normal, whatever situation is read as normal, your brain will read it as an easy situation to get through, right? So those are my two tips. Memorize everything and do a lot of auditions, both of which I did not do when I was younger. So don't be like me, okay? Do not be like me. I have several students that I've given these tips to, and they've nailed their auditions. So it's pretty good stuff, if you ask me. Okay. Let's see. Mirabelle, this is life advice, not just piccolo solos. Does the desensitization solution also help with flute lessons? Emily is asking, right before taking your first lesson with me later. Okay, so yes and no. It kind of depends on the situation. I did not get desensitized very well to my lessons because it just didn't work out. So it involves a little bit of coaching, I would say, where I need to be, as the teacher, I need to be very aware of how my student is feeling based on their facial expressions, their body language, and even the types of mistakes that they're making. I'm have over the years have been learning to read what they mean. And I'm getting better at recognizing if a student is getting way too nervous for a lesson. And so I've started to kind of work with the students to find ways of conducting our lessons so that we still learn things and it's still really fun, but they don't die of anxiety. Okay. So for my students who are not thinking of performing, who are not thinking of, like doing anything kind of like beyond just playing for themselves for fun, there's really no point in them performing for me because they're literally never going to perform for anyone. These are people who only play the flute as a kind of, an intense hobby, right? So for them, I tell them to just on their own time record, the stuff that we were working on. So it might be an etude, it might be a piece of repertoire, it might be tone exercises, it might be technique. And I get them to send me really short recordings of them playing. So we're talking 2-3 minutes, and then, so they send me a recording maybe the day before our lesson. And then at the start of our lesson, they don't actually call me yet. I will spend, the few minutes, watching their video. And then I'll take a few more minutes to write some notes down, think about, the next thing that we want to work on. And so what they do is they call me 10 minutes later than the appointed lesson start time. And then we kind of like, of course, I'll ask them, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Is life okay? Then once we're done that, we have this very convenient conversation to jump into where it's like, hey, I listened to your recording. Let's talk about this. And then we can jump straight into the learning part and get past, like completely basically avoid the performance aspect. However, if you are going to music school, if you are going down the path of you want to perform, I will make you play in front of me. Right? Is because I am helping you practice performing. Okay. Now, for people who have really, really high anxiety, what we'll do is kind of graduate towards that. So we'll start with I will suggest starting with sending me recordings. Right. And then like, as they come to more and more lessons, they'll realize like their brain kind of realizes that this is not a fight or flight situation. Right. So over time, they can build confidence to play something for me live, right? So maybe we can do like some lessons with some recordings, and then we'll do some lessons without recordings, et cetera, et cetera. So, that's kind of how, like, you kind of have to feel out each student to see what their needs are, where they want to go, and then you have to kind of like figure out a way to gently guide them to their goal, whether it is playing for themselves or, performing, right? Like different students have different needs. Therefore, you need to have different methods of getting them to where they want to be. So that is my very long answer to your question about desensitization for flute lessons. It kind of depends on you, depends on the student, and it depends on how we what is the outcome of our discussion about how you feel about flute lessons, right? So, Marcella, you are in class and watching me at the same time. Oh, you should be paying attention in class because you can see this archived later. Yeah. So, what is my favorite season? Melanie is asking. Probably fall. I think fall. Fall is my favorite. I like the changing colors and the cooler weather. I like the cooler weather fashion, like scarves and jackets and boots and, like I'm into that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep going down here. Andrew, I know it's been a while now, but hope you're teaching a great piano lesson. So let's see. April, thank you for the compliment about, I guess the whole desensitization thing. Yeah, it's. I've been observing my students for a really long time. Okay, so like I've been observing myself and my students, I guess since I was like 17. So it's like a good like over 10 years that I've been kind of fashioning different ways of helping students. So, decades is right. Ingrid is right. There have been times that you messed up and people said they wouldn't have known if you didn't tell them. Yep, exactly. Ooh, Amir, you got a summer job. Fantastic. Tutoring too. You're going to learn a lot about teaching when you do that. It is fantastic. It's really good for you to learn how to teach. Oh, that's fantastic. Do people struggle more technically with advanced breath control or fast/arpeggio passages? Depends on the person. It really depends on the person. Each person has sort of like natural inclinations to do some things well and other things not so well. And kind of depends, man. There's no like one or the other. But, if you're asking everyone here, then, everyone here can answer. Hey, Victor. Bandgeek is asking, do I know of any Polish or Hispanic flute pieces? I don't think this counts as Hispanic because I think it's Latin America, but the Histoire du Tango by Astor Piazzolla, like that's the one that all classical flutists know. There's definitely more out there, but I can't remember their names right now. Sorry. Yeah. How do you make new friends in a new school and a new band? Lewis is asking. So, why don't I just share with you my experience? Now, I think we tend to read a lot into like what other people might think about us, when really that is not the case at all. So you really need to try to break the ice in a way that helps the other person know that you are not trying to attack them, that you are not trying to criticize them or anything. So I've always noticed compliments are the way to go. Typically compliments of what a person, like a person's accessories or something, right? Like, for example, stuff like, someone's wearing cute shoes, you'll be like, hey, those are really cute shoes. Where did you get them? That can usually sort of get you into a conversation. It kind of helps the other person kind of let their guard down without kind of feeling like you're interrogating them, right? Because they'll be like, oh, you're complimenting me. Like, we like the same stuff, right? It's commonality, okay? Like, compliments show that you have a positive commonality with the other person, right? I mean, come on. If someone were to compliment your shoes, right? You'd be like, oh my gosh, you are my people, right? So, and then you just kind of start talking. So I will do things like maybe compliment their keychain, compliment their, if I like their flute case, I'm like, whoa, that's a cool flute case, and then like we'll just start talking, and it's a commonality between the two of us. I compliment it, I liked it, they talk about it, I like listening to it, right? So like compliments are the way to go. That is the best way to break the ice, man. Best way to break the ice. It's fantastic. So hope that helps. I am a knuckle, also known as Yurei here. Any tips on double tonguing? So this is what I've been showing my students. It's an expansion on kind of like fiddling with your airstream by feeling what your airstream feels like on your hand. So you want to blow a constant air pressure, right? And then interrupt that air pressure with your tongue to do single tonguing. But you need to maintain the same pressure throughout, okay, the whole time. Then you expand that by double tonguing. And now that you know how single tonguing feels on your hand, you want to match that feeling, but with double tonguing. So the feeling on here should be the same, but inside here, you're double tonguing. So you're going. I'm going back and forth between 2-2 and 2-ku. And as long as both the 2-2 and the 2-ku feels the same on your hand, then you're good to go with double tonguing. So all you have to do from that point on, and you could try it on your flute, you'll notice that like in your head, it'll still sound like double tonguing, but if you're to record yourself, you'll notice that it sounds like single tonguing, right? So all you have to do from that point on is just go faster. So every day, do this exercise. Do that and like kind of inch up the pace every day. Right? So you just kind of like, that helps train you to actually put in the correct air pressure as you're tonguing. So there you go. That's my quick tip. Obviously for my students, I would kind of like figure out what exactly is their issue that they need to get over, and then we'll expand this exercise to include whatever it is that they need. Yeah, but there you go. Mirabelle is suggesting mock auditions. Yes, mock auditions are really good. It's kind of like, it's along the same idea, along the same lines as what I was saying before, which was just do a lot of auditions. Mock auditions are part of that. So some studios, the professor will actually make all their students go through mock auditions, in the semester. And it's great. I think it's great training. Yeah. So. I am finding more questions. Okay. Let's see. Oriana, it's autumn, not fall. Same difference, right? Hey, Pandora, you're reading It right now? Isn't that like a horror story? But like a very well done horror, right? Lovely. Okay, let's see. All right, Amir, you're not going to be on Twitch today. That's fine, dude. One of the keys on your flute keeps sticking. Well, I mean, that's not enough information, man. And also, I am not a flute technician, so I'm probably not the person to ask. All right. Typically, if it's sticky, it does that sound. It's just that there's too much moisture on the pad, so you have to blot it with a cigarette paper or something like that, or a powder paper, right? But if it's clicking, then you have to take that to a flute technician to fix. Yeah. Oh, Melanie, pressing the like button. Only if you guys want to. Molly is trying flutes right now. One responds a bit better, but you really like the color of the other. Is it worth it to work with a bit more resistant, even if the other flute feels more comfy? In my opinion, comfy actually means that you ultimately can control it better. So I feel like if it's comfy, you can manipulate the tone color more readily than, because what might be happening with the other one that you like the color of, it's more resistant, plus you might be locked into that one color. That's my immediate reaction, but I haven't actually heard you play. So in the end, you know actually which one you like. So go for that one. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Would I agree that woodwind players are the best kissers? Not necessarily. And I know that a lot of you are going to be like, oh, excuse me, aren't you a flutist? But My brass brothers and sisters are probably better because I think they have more strength than at least flutists do, I feel. Like, and comparatively, I think because of the pressure against your lips and your mouth, like from bassoon or clarinet, oboe, right? The other woodwinds are probably have more strength in the embouchure, like just like resistance wise, there's more strength in there than on the flute. On the flute though, we have, I think, a better idea of how to control our mouth, like just control, not strength, right? So I think it kind of depends on what type of kisser you want to be, I guess. Like if you want more technique or more strength. I just went there. Yeah. So that's what I think, Pandora. Good question. It's like learning to trill vocally. Oh, the tuka-tuka? Like that, Machimonkichi? That's interesting. That's interesting that's really close to learning to trill vocally. Oh. So when Bach called a piece a polonaise, you have a German composer giving a Polish dance a French name. Oh, that's great. Oh, you guys want to know how I use cigarette papers? Okay, well, I'll show you really quickly how to do it, but maybe I can actually show you better in real, like in actual action, like maybe in the last 5 minutes of this entire stream, because maybe my flute will be slobbery enough that it needs it. But so you get one of these I feel awful showing this on camera, but you get one of these cigarette packs, okay? Cigarette paper packs. Take a piece out. You have to be of legal age to buy these, okay? At least within the States, you have to be. So let's say that this key, this one, is sticky, okay? You'll just put this in here, press down, give it a little bit of pressure a few times. Do not smash and roll, okay? Just a little bit of pressure. Press, 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 press. Take out. Do not rip it out against the pad, okay? If you rip it out against the pad, you will likely damage the pad, okay? All it can take is a bit of pressure. Lift it up completely before you remove, okay? And then you just do that a couple of times until it stops sticking. That's all there is to it. That's it. Are these bougie cigarette papers? My dear, these were on sale for like, how many packs do I have left? I probably have enough to last me a lifetime, okay? I think it was like $1 or $2 a pack, $1, I think. Like, or at the most a few dollars. And I got like 6 packs of them. And I've taken, this is like the 3rd one I've taken out of here. Okay. And I bought it like last year. So I don't need to buy any more for the rest of my life, I think. Yeah. Also works with a dollar bill, a US dollar bill. It does not work with other dollar bills. Canadian dollar bills are plastic. They're also not dollar bills, they're $5 bills. That's the lowest one. Yeah, imagine putting a loonie in there. Anyway, but yeah. Most colorful kisses, Shinshin is saying about the kissers. You guys. All right, Harriet has a good question. What do I find to be the hardest piece you have played, and what is the hardest passage in the Bach B minor? Okay, the hardest piece, the E Bear Concerto. I am actively working on it on Twitch. So if you want to see me working on it, head on over to Twitch. I'll be working on it after today's YouTube stream. That is definitely the hardest piece because a lot of the fingerings are very unintuitive, counterintuitive and unintuitive. And what's the hardest piece in the Bach beat? The hardest passage? I don't know. Let me find out. I need to kind of look at the music and remind myself what was going on. Finger-wise, weirdly, I think it was actually the last movement, the presto. Finger-wise, the presto was pretty weird. Like, oddly for me, I remember it being like the first half of the presto, the last movement of the Bach B minor, was like weirdly not that intuitive, which is very rare in this time. But it sounds really cool, so worth learning. I think weirdly enough, did not actually feel that the first movement was too like counterintuitive or anything. It was like definitely finger wise, I was like, whoa, like that's not where I thought it was going. So usually it's like unintuitive parts are usually the hardest parts. That's how I perceive it, at least to me. Other people will not agree. Some people will feel like, oh, some parts are harder because of tone color, blah, 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 right? But for me, I really like playing with tone color, so it comes easily to me. So it really is kind of like a person-to-person type of thing. Different people will find different things difficult, and that's what makes us all beautiful, guys. You know. No name. Is it just you or your middle staff E flat is always so flat and it's extremely hard to pitch it up? So each flute has kind of a throwaway note or a couple throwaway notes. In essence, there have been a few notes sacrificed to make other notes easier to play. And there's always, like, each flute kind of has its weak note. So for me, my weak note is the E that is just above the E flat that you're talking about. And it's like a little thin, hard to tune without it cracking. I find that you want to do an exercise where essentially you go, so from that E flat, you go E flat, D, E flat, okay? Make sure that the tone quality on them are very similar. So it gives you kind of a reference, like with the D, what the E flat should sound like, right? And you kind of let your mouth kind of do what it needs to do in order to make the E flat just as nice as the D. And then you go C sharp, E flat, C, E flat, B, E flat. You see what I'm doing? Okay, you keep going lower and lower, lower, increase the interval so that you understand what is the movement you have to make in order to nail the E flat each time. You do the same thing from E flat, increasing intervals going up so that you know how to jump down to it too. Essentially what you're doing is you're training yourself to have a Pavlovian response to that particular E flat, that you will kind of form your mouth in a very specific way for that E flat. Now you're probably thinking, what's going to happen if I get a new flute and that new flute does not have this problem? Well, my dear, you are going to have to break that habit in the same way that I had to break Pavlovian response habits on this head joint. Yes, I had to do it myself. So, it's just part of life. All right. Okay, let me put this back. Ooh, we're getting towards the end of our hour, guys. I'll take one more question and then I'll need to go take a break. Mirabelle is looking into rep. Maybe I'll take a couple more questions. Into rep. What do you like? Do you like show pieces? Do you like weird pieces? Do you like French pieces? Do you like, like what kind of Baroque do you like? Do you like Bach? Do you like Handel? Do you like Telemann? Yeah. You might want to also, like, another thing that you can look into is like maybe having some sort of theme, right? You can have a French theme. You can have like everything is kind of based on like mythology kind of theme, that type of stuff. That might be fun. April, you can confirm with the kissing thing. Your husband played the trombone. Oh, you guys are great. Okay. Would I say that Bach B minor is appropriate for RCM 10? Yeah. But if for RCM, you have to go by what's in the syllabus. Like, you have to pick what's in the syllabus. So I hope it's in there, but no promises, What age would I recommend to start teaching private lessons? My mom tells me that I started when I was 13, just teaching my friend, which might actually be kind of the answer, is like as young as possible, start seeing if you can help people out just to kind of practice teaching. But I officially started teaching when I was 17. So you can be quite young. My own first flute teacher was a high school student. So she was like 16, I think, when she started teaching me. And I have some great memories from taking lessons with her. So like 16, 17 is a really good time to start teaching. Like, you can make a lot of mistakes with teaching early and no one holds you too responsible for it. You just kind of learn from your own mistake and you know what not to do next time. So yeah. Welcome back, Anne. If your E flat pitch is correct, your tone is not as nice. Oh, that super sucks, man. So if your tone is thin, what you're gonna have to do is widen your embouchure out just for that one note. That's what I would suggest, because a wider airstream will make it, and wider and flatter will make the tone richer. So I do find that for my E, I have to do the same thing. I have to kind of go, like, I feel like I'm playing like that. I'm sorry, that was a horrible face I just made. What is the picture behind the can of Spam? Okay, so this is an interesting piece of art that John and I found at an art festival near us some years ago. So this was before the whole situation that the world is going in right now. This is really interesting. So we bought this print from this local artist, and he had no explanation as to why he did this, but I kind of love all the implications that it might have, right? I love the fact that in the background there's actually, I'm guessing it is actually what is the music? Oh, the music is actually, I never actually looked quite closely to this. It's, what's the name? Oh my gosh, it's at the tip of my tongue. It's at the tip of my tongue. Okay, give me a sec. I'm just gonna look it up really quick. Real quick here. So the background is sheet music. And I just realized what it is. At least I realized what part of it is. It's Bohemian Rhapsody. I was like, Rhapsody. It has something with Rhapsody. Yeah. So there's a part in here that's like Bohemian Rhapsody. I wonder if this whole thing is actually Bohemian Rhapsody. It might be. And then he has some things in here, like, it's very artsy. He's put some meaning in this, And then this is Beethoven with like gas mask, and he has these canisters of spray paint. And I just think that there's so much implied meaning to this that I just couldn't help it. I was like, this is so cool. I have to have something like this, Like, this is amazing. Yeah. Someone should invent a sandwich called a Brandenburger. Oh, I would eat that 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not actually Beethoven's music back here. It's Bohemian Rhapsody. Isn't that interesting? Like, it's so interesting. Like, and there's like, it looks like there's some political articles kind of like, you know, stuck in between the lines, you know? It's so interesting. There's a lot of like layers of meaning in this, and it was too interesting not to get. So we did actually purchase this print from the artist. Very cool. Very cool. So that's that. Put that back. There we go. Yeah, isn't that interesting? It is really funny considering the times, right? Because he's wearing a mask. Yeah, very poignant. Yeah. Hi, Zenith. Let's see. All right, guys, I took a look at the time here. Also, Majimon Kichi, if you don't mind, I think you know what to do. So I will take a look at the chat and you'll know what to do. So I will take a little break right now, and I'm just going to chug the rest of this because it's really quite lukewarm now. So I'm going to chug the rest of this and then go grab some water, go to the bathroom, freshen up, rinse out my mouth. I'll be right back to do some sight reading, okay? See you guys in a bit. Majimon Kichi and Melanie, you know what to do. Just go ahead and do it. Axe. All right, see you in a bit. Did you guys do the thing? Looks like our chat is back to normal. You guys are great. And this is why we have mods. Oh, you guys are so cute. All right. The 12 a.m. silent headphone dance. Oh, you guys are so cute. Dakota, hello. How are you doing? I just saw that you're here in the chat. I do apologize for those of you guys who are like, why haven't you called me out? Well, it's because I can only see so many people in the chat at once. So, like, my eyes only go so fast. That's what I mean. So I just wanted to make sure that if I do see a new name that I call you out and welcome you. So, all right. So for those of you guys who are wondering what our folks here are doing, partying while I'm gone, this is something that, you know, they may or may not have started while I go take breaks on Twitch. So, you know, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't know for certain, right? So, anyway, I'm back. Let's do some sight reading now, shall we? Just gonna move so I might sound a little bit more far away, but I feel like this distance, I need at least this distance, maybe even further back, I would say, between me and the microphone, or else like I tend to max out the microphone like crazy. So anyway, let's take a look at what we might have in store for us right now. So let's go to, okay. How far did we get last time? So, we did the Moldau, clarinet polka. Jaeden asked for the Hungarian Passional Fantasy, but I already did that. Oh, right, we ended with Wings for Solo Flute by Beef Tank. So the next one is Neko. So Neko, oh no, Neko. I know who you are, Neko. Neko, you want me to play Grinch? Let me take a look here. So what is this from? I don't know where this is from. Oh, I see. The first opening for the anime Kimetsu no Yaiba on the flute. Cool. Sounds good. Let's give this a go, shall we? So let me put this here. Actually, let me put this in the description first so you guys can see this. So I will put here request by Neko. And this is, I'll put the link here, and I'll put here that this is arranged by Lisa? I will put this guy's username, I think. That's what I'm trying to figure out, is how do I appropriately put, I'll put this guy's username. Okay, great. Well, now I can copy all of that over to OBS. So let me do that real quick. Okay. Boom. There it is. All right, let's give this a go. So we're going at 135. Okay, I think I'm rolled way too far in. Yeah. Oh, much more comfortable. Okay, as my quick warm up, here we go. So it's a little faster than 1,000. I'm gonna guess it's something like that. Oh, that's a little too fast. Okay, I'm gonna try it. The notation is a little bit wonky for a classical for a classical brain. Okay. Cracked an E right there. So, oops. By the way, I saved it and you guys can refresh the page now. So, the beefy streak continues. I know, right? It's great. I'm like really learning how relaxed I need to be on this flute. Okay. that's like the end sort of like little jingle that they do at the end. So I want to give this a listen actually. So sorry, I'm going to be vibing for a little bit by myself. I don't really want to like play it on the stream because I don't want this to get demonetized. So give me a second while I basically listen to it by my lonesome. Okay, so we're gonna look for the Kimetsu no Yaiba. Oh, Demon Slayer. Okay. Oh, thanks someone for following over on Twitch. Oh, I'm doing the like the bass electric guitar. Oh, two voices. Okay. This slaps. I like this. Oh, very high. Wow, this is like exact. This person did a great job transcribing this, including like some of like the guitar riffs on this. Okay, so those things where I'm going da 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 da. That's the riff underneath. Oh, okay, okay, that's cool. So like if I were to play it maybe a little bit more accurately, I'd probably have to play with it in my ear. So. Okay, so I'm actually going to put this over here so I can hit play and then immediately start playing. Okay, here we go. Closer to like the actual vibe of it. I was playing it way too classical the first time around. What do you guys think? Right? I want to know what you guys think. Like, it sounds a lot different once I'm actually doing it with the recording, right? This is very cool. I like it. Part of me kind of wants to do it one more time. Like, is that weird? I have to get kind of like used to that vibe. Okay, that was better. I feel like that was better the second time around. Judith, thank you. It's a lot better, I feel, coming like when you actually like listen to the song and you know where like the like where all the different parts come in. So like you actually kind of play it a little bit differently based on like if it's like the singer coming in by themselves without like the crazy riff going behind them, you know, stuff like that. So it's good stuff. Thank you. Okay, let's look at the next thing. Okay. I'm not sure if I can do this next one. Let me see. All right. Harry, I think you may have sent me the wrong... Yeah. Harry, so this was a long time ago. We're talking like almost 2 months ago. I think you sent me the wrong link for the Sonata for Flute by Rudolf Escher. I can see if I can find it, but we'll see. Ooh, 1949. Okay. So there's a bit on YouTube for this. This will be maybe not the most fun for me to sight read because I'm gonna have to do a lot of like clicking to get this too, for me to like read through it all. But I can see what we can do about it. I'm gonna do something creative. we'll see if it is successful. So, let's see if this still works. Yeah, that works. So, I was thinking about doing this last time, but you know, now's as good a time as any. I'm gonna put my keyboard on the floor and then click through with my toe, basically. So if I do this, yeah, so maybe I can do this. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. We'll see if I can make this work. Okay. By the way, guys, I'm gonna check if I can actually do this before I put it on for you guys. Okay. Sorry, I do. It's a little finicky, but I can maybe do this. Okay, I can kind of do it. So let's just try it, I guess. So we're gonna do this. We'll try it, but I don't promise, like, whenever you guys send me like video recordings when the music is just like going, like, it's hard, man. It's hard to sight read like that. Like, I would really rather you guys just kind of send me, you know, actual sheet music, if you guys don't mind. So, all right, we'll do request. Request by, we'll actually just copy this whole thing, put it here. Copy, paste, lots of copy, paste. Then you are looking for we're gonna beat this again. Ugh. Okay, so this is, so by try. I keep reaching for the wrong spot. Okay, so I saved that for you guys. Oh my goodness. Not actually copy. Come on. Copy. Paste. There we go. All right. We'll give this a go. We're going to start from the vivace, I think. Okay. Would be nice if I just had a pedal, but I don't. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. icon is covering the last bar. Okay. All right, so that was my butchering of the first movement. Some parts of it were supposed to be faster, some parts of it were supposed to be way slower. So, all right. Here we go. So andante, second movement. Click, click, click. No, A natural. Convenient rest for me to click. Okay. Let's see. Nope. tremolo, but I think that's it, because I think he wants 30-second notes there. I think so. Interesting. I'm guessing fast movement is coming up next. All right, yeah, eighth note equals 192. I'm definitely not taking it that fast. I'm taking it at sight reading tempo. Here we go. Oh, that's a natural. Okay. Yeah. dee-da. Okay. Then click, click, click. Lost my place. Okay. All right. Is it something like that? Più lento, poco accel gradualmente. Yeah. Yeah. Is that a G? Okay. Ends with G major. That's interesting. That G was a little bit out of tune. Huh? That's a little better. Okay. I had to do the ending a few times because I'm not really happy with it. But there we go. While I was doing that, I don't really know if I'm going to accept like sheet music that is on a video anymore. I don't know if I'm going to do that because it interrupts the flow way too much, man. It's pretty crazy. Oh man. This piece is good. I want to just get the music. Because reading it via a YouTube video is, I'm just gonna say it out loud. I know that, you know, it might be disappointing to hear, but it's not a great experience, like sight reading off of a YouTube video. So, yeah. What did you guys think? I don't know, man. I think I like the piece, but I'm so worried about like being able to click in time that it's just not the most, you know, it's not the greatest experience. All right, so someone is now asking for the Borne Carmen fantasy. So this is not really fair because I actually studied this before, so this is not sight reading, okay? But let me just kind of get everything back in order. So give me a sec. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to be patient with me while I figure out if I will take submissions via a YouTube video. I don't know, like it kind of caused me to be in a really weird position too. So I'm like actually legit a little bit sore now. So I don't know. The experience of reading off a YouTube video is not that great. So yeah, it sounded very disjointed with the video sheet music, right? Yeah, so Magic Monkichi agrees, right? David, did you put the answer to Guess the Flutist in our Discord? I will go take a look. I need a break, so I'm gonna take a look. It was Sebastian. Oh man. Oh man. That was the one guy I have not heard. That was the one guy that I haven't heard. Because I felt like out of the three that I have heard, I felt like Jasmine would be the one who could sound like that. So I was right. I was right in the sense that, like, they could sound like that, but they all tend to have, like a you know, like this tone of it was a little bit too delicate for them. That's so interesting. Yeah. Oy. So, yeah, I may not accept video submissions anymore. In which case I probably need to write that in the request form. So actually I think I will do that. So I'll just put here, please note, video submissions will not be sight read. Sorry. Okay, so that should be changed now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's way too disjointed. It's just not a great sight reading experience. So I'm sorry, guys. I've tried it enough times now that I'm just like, I don't think so. So, like, it just does not make for a great reading experience, and I don't think it makes for a great listening experience for you guys either. So, you know, yeah. Well, let's play some Carmen Fantasy, I guess, to end off today. So, all right, guys. I have the music for this because I studied it. So, let's just get this baby out and get her rolling. This is very fun. It's a very fun piece. All right, so this is the François Borne Fantasy Brillante sur Carmen. All right. Let me see if I can, I think the music is online, but there's some errata in it, so. Oh, actually, yeah, okay, so, actually, which part did you send? Yeah, you sent the same thing, so, I'm going to, I think what I need to do is turn this into a bit.ly link for you guys, and then you guys can follow along with the flute part. You guys can look at the various parts and just, you know, follow along whichever part you want, but I'll copy this over for you guys. Here we go. So this is Quest by, this is Carmen Fantasy by François Borne. I believe he actually put the, yeah. So I'll put copy. And this is request by Jaeden. Request by Jaeden. There we go. Oops. Okay, so I'll put this here. Okay, I turned it into a bit.ly link for you guys because it's just a little bit more reliable for you. So let's do here. Okay, there we go. Yay! You guys still having fun? You guys want one of these? This is so dang useful. I love it. It's really useful for at least my setup. So, you know, because I just have a very large workspace, which makes it easier for live streaming and stuff. Yep. All right. Here we go. Let's try this. Let's see. Am I within shot? I feel like I need to like maybe like stand more here. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh gosh. Thank you. By the way, I did not memorize this when I was younger, and I highly regret it, as you can hear. But whatever, we're gonna keep going. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're going to keep going. going. Why B flat when you can be natural? I know, right, Oriana? Okay. The end there should be like happy little staccatos all the way up. I do want to do the maggiore section one more time. Here we go. Stumbles, but for those of you who are studying this, I would suggest heavily that you need to, like, if you're not going to memorize any part of this, you have to memorize these two variations, because there's enough things that change that you would be much better off with this just 100% being in your muscle memory. Like the lower notes change to other notes, so that's actually what throws you off if you're just straight up reading this. Okay, so tip for you guys. Let's keep going. more. F sharps, F sharps. Okay. Oh yeah, we're overtime, but we're almost done this. Okay, so another tip for you guys, whenever you're switching between the minori and the maggiore parts, you need to do like a really quick kind of like key change in your head, where like you have to kind of think G minor first in the first section. Right when it hits the maggiore section, you have to think in your head the G major scale. If you think like the fingerings for the G major scale, the rest of the maggiore section will not throw you off. So that's my tip there. written into my part, so I think you're allowed to kind of like do a really slow sort of like da da bop bop beep bop bop bop, you know? So, okay. Here we go, last page. What is that again? Okay. Oh, okay. I was getting pretty tired towards the end, so. Really fun. I think I can't remember where in my master's recital I did this in. Like, could be, like, it's a good finisher, you know? So, I can't remember if I did it at the very end of my recital, or if I did it, I don't think so, because I did the Trockne Blumen. And that one has a really fiery end too. So this must have been right before the intermission. That's what I'm thinking. Thanks, guys. So take my advice, guys, and memorize. So there's a lot of pieces that I look back on that I'm like, dang, I wish I memorized that, because it would just make my life so much better, you know? Like I would be able to pull this out with a lot more confidence. So, you know, I thought I would pass on the, you know, experience to you guys, that coming from a person who used to hate even the thought of memorizing to now pushing memorizing everything. Like I went full 180, guys. And the reason is really because, you know, when you're locked to music, written music, you really can't express it as fully and freely as you would like to, because you're constantly held back by how fast your eyes can read. So, you know, I mean, it's fun to sight read anyway, which is why I do it in front of you guys, but you know, kind of hurts my soul a little bit when I'm like, man, I used to play this really well, and I clearly did not memorize it and do not have it in my fingers. So I would rather you guys not have that experience. And when you practice things, actually work to memorize them, because that way you will actually process them fully and you will retain it for years and years to come, okay? So memorize everything, yeah. So that's kind of my takeaway from today. I think from today's stream for you guys is memorize all the things. Like music is truly, like I kind of almost feel like we should kind of go back to that sort of like oral tradition version of learning music. You really have to know how it sounds, not just how it looks, you know? Like the way it sounds is really what is magical about music. So anyway, before I start talking too long, I really should take my now 5-minute break between here and streaming on Twitch. So I just want to say I love you guys so very, very much. I think I just slurred all that together. My goodness, I'm pretty tired right now. But I love you guys very, very much. If you're not sick of me yet, please head on over to twitch.tv/justanotherflautist. So it's JUSTANOTHERFLAUTIST. Okay? And so, you know, I think I will be working on more muscle memory stuff, I think. Yeah, more muscle memory stuff for a really, really sticky part in the e-bear. So if you're not sick of me yet and you want to hear me practice my own things and memorize them, then join me over on Twitch. But otherwise, you guys stay happy, healthy, and safe. Okay? Thank you to our mods, Magic Monkichi and Melanie, for keeping the chat a nice, fun place for everyone. Thank you for you know, doing your job. So, see you later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Love y'all very much.